In this video, I will show you how to manage and backfill analyses at both the element level as well as in bulk through the Analyses Management plugin. In PySystem Explorer, for a given element, such as this piece of equipment, I can look at the associated analyses under this tab. All the analyses are listed here, and I can check on the status of each and see that right now both of these are running. If I have a specific analysis selected, I have the option to stop the analysis, or in this case, if it was stopped, run the analyses. Now, have you ever set up an analysis, whether a roll-up, expression, event frames generation, and you thought, wow, I really wish we had this in place last week when we had the problem? You can execute an analysis over an earlier time period by backfilling the data. In order to backfill, you could do a right click and hit backfill and specify the start and end time. If you have more than one element with analyses though, you probably want to look at all your analyses in one central location and perform these type of operations in bulk. And you can do that under the Analyses plugin right here. Let's take a look at that. On the left-hand side, there are some filters, and you could sort which type of analyses to look at, say by the analysis template or by their current status. And we can see that right now I have 94 analyses, and I can look at which ones are running using this filter. The analyses that meet the filter will show up here in this middle section. If I had any analyses that were in error, there would have been another category right there. You can select a specific analysis, or you can select them in groups, or even all of them. The operations that we talked about on the element level are available to do in bulk. There are some specific situations on backfilling that should be addressed, so I'm going to hit Backfill Checked Analysis and talk about those. If I try to do the backfill option for these particular analyses, you'll see that I receive this message: backfilling is not supported for output with no data reference. This is because the selected roll-up calculations have the output mapped only to an AF attribute. They are not mapped to a pi tag as well. Therefore, I can't backfill that pi tag. If I look up other roll-up analyses that do have the output mapped to a pi tag, however, you'll notice that I no longer have a message and I can go ahead and queue. When setting up backfilling, you specify the start time and the end time. The start time currently specified in my field uses *-7D, which is a pi time abbreviation to do 1 week ago from now. For the end time, I could specify an explicit end time with this, and if I use an asterisk to represent now, in this case, I also receive a message that indicates backfilling cannot be completed. It says, existing archive data for outputs in the specified time range. I set up these analyses a couple days ago and started them, and I've been writing the data to the pi tags ever since. What that means is that I have some data in this 1 week ago time period, and therefore I won't be able to do backfilling because the backfill time period can't have any data already in it. An easy way to address this, rather than figuring out when was that exact time that I started the analysis to specify an explicit end time, is to choose the next archive data option. That way it'll go up to the point where I started writing the data. I'll go ahead and hit Q, and once I do that, you'll see that this operation shows up down here. And you'll notice at this point, it's already complete. You can backfill the other types of analyses rather than just roll-ups. For instance, the equipment downtime, which is an event frame, I can backfill that as well. Keep in mind, you can have multiple operations queued here, and you can examine the status of each in the event that it takes longer than the couple seconds for the tasks that I was doing in this pane right here.